Hi, everyone. Welcome to Network Connection. Today, Peter McLoud is joining us all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Peter is the VP of Haven Insurance Group. How are you today, Peter?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
I'm excellent. All right, so let's dive right in. So, Peter, can you please tell us how long have you been in business?
So Haven Insurance Group has been around since 2012, so about 8 years now. And I've been in the industry for about 16 years. So before this, I was working for Zurich Insurance in a claims role, and then a sales role after that. And before then, I was working at Progressive Insurance. But a group of us who all used to work together, we formed an agency back in 2012, and it's been going pretty good ever since.
Nice. So tell us, what is it about Haven Insurance Group that separates you from the competition?
Yeah, honestly, that's a great question. When we first started this, I spent a lot of time thinking about it because I thought, we're an independent agency, which gives us access to a lot of different carriers, and we try to find the right fit for each client. But I mean, I wouldn't say that separates us. You could do a Google search for insurance agents in Georgia, and you'd find thousands and thousands of agents. But one of the things that's unique about us is myself, I manage the commercial line side, the individual who manages the personal line side, so home and auto and umbrella, and the guy that first started the agency. All of us all used to work in claims together back in maybe 2004, 2005 when we first started. That's when we first all met each other. And having a claims background, I think, is pretty unique because you're able to see how a policy actually goes into work. So a policy is really only good if you have the right coverage in place. And you don't sometimes know that you have the right coverage in place until you file a claim and you find out, oh, good, it got paid. I got everything I wanted. It was easy process. Or, hey, this didn't get paid. Like, what have I been paying for all these years? So we try to take that background knowledge and use it for each of our clients to say, we've been able to see a policy work and a policy not work. So we want to make sure that each one of our clients has specifically the coverage that they need for their unique risks. So instead of giving everybody the same policy with maybe just a different price point, we try to make each policy unique to our clients. And really, our claims background helps us do that.
Awesome. That is very interesting. Can you
I mean,
tell us your favorite customer service story?
yeah, so it's interesting. So we've got a client that's a fairly large furniture manufacturing company. And I really wanted to get in with this client, and I had a way in. So I went and I met with them, and I said, you know what, here's what we'll do. I can just take a look at everything that you have in place, and I can make some recommendations. And I've always had the viewpoint of, I'll just do this just to be nice. And if you like me and you want to work with me, great. And if you would like to stay with whatever agent you're currently working with, well, at least you'll have the information in front of you, almost like a non-biased third-party opinion. And you could say, hey, I ran this through someone else who's got some expertise in this matter. They recommended these changes. So I spent a really long time putting together this whole package for them. I sat down, had a meeting with them, and they're like, great, okay, cool, thanks for your time. And then they went and they made the changes with their current agent. I thought, well, I mean, I guess I did tell them that was an option, but secretly I was hoping that we would work together. And then 3 months later, I'm a very low pressure kind of person. So 3 months later, they reached back out. They're like, hey, we wanted to thank you for all the hard work. We implemented some of those changes because we just had a tight schedule. So we went ahead and just pushed it through with our current carrier and agent. But do you have access to this insurance company? Because really, we want to work with you. And I said, yeah, we've got access to them. So 3 months later, we ended up working with them, and we've had them on the books for maybe 6 years or so now, and they've continued to grow. They've been a great client. We stay in contact. We're socially friendly with each other and everything, which is nice. But it was one of those things where for a minute I was kind of disappointed because I was like, oh, I thought I did a really good job. And then, delayed expectations, but it worked out great in the end.
Has COVID-19 affected your business?
Yeah, it has. As far as our operations, not too much. We're a small company. There's usually only max 10 people or so in the office at a time, but we've all been working from home. A few people are in the office now, but it was definitely difficult trying to have that same level of communication. We're all sort of working from our homes, and there's kids or dogs or other variety of distractions that can kind of slow things down from the work from home environment. But I'd say the biggest impact for me has been with my clients. So most of my clients are small to medium sized businesses. We have a number that are in the retail sector or restaurants who have been impacted severely because of COVID-19. So what we tried to do is early on, we started sending out information to all of our clients that we knew were being impacted. So we say, hey, here's some resources that you can utilize for some of the governmental programs that were in place or some loans. We teamed up with a few CPAs to be able to help clients out who needed to get the EIDL, I think it's a economic disaster loan, or the PPP. So we try to say, okay, here's some provisions that are in place. And then we would go through and we say, here are some things that we can do to cut your premiums down. So most of our insurance companies came to us and they said, we're able to reduce the sales or payroll, which is how a client's premium is based on, by 30%, no questions asked. So we basically just reached out to our clients and said, we know you're being impacted. If this seems fair to you, let me know and we'll push it through. So then most of our clients ended up getting a reduction in their premium to help them not be in so much financial trouble. And then some of them started opening. So we started to put together a newsletter. We actually got together with an employment law firm, and we got a little program in place to help our clients go back to work safely so that they can make sure that they're navigating those dangers, that their employees feel comfortable, and that they're honestly just not only protecting their employees from a health standpoint, but even protecting the company against lawsuits if things don't go as well as they want them to. So it's been a lot of extra work, I would say, in trying to navigate those waters. I like it from a intellectual challenge standpoint, but it's been a bit stressful. I feel bad because we've had a number of clients that are just, they're not able to operate at the level that they want to. So that's a little stressful, but we're happy to help out however we can.
I really wish that our other insurance company had service like you guys are offering, because it would have helped. There's so much data out there and there's so much information and it's so hard to sort through it. And it would have been nice to have, I guess a partner that you can trust to help with navigating through all this.
Yeah,
so that's beautiful.
It's tricky because you don't want to just cancel a bunch of coverage that you still need, because if you're still operating, you still have risks. Or if you just cancel, sometimes it's more difficult to get it back going again. But you have to find, where can I cut safely? This is what my operations are doing now. Or a lot of companies are having to change the way they do business. We've got a group of spin studios, and right now they're shipping spin bikes back and forth between locations, and they're doing outside classes. So we had to work with the insurance company to get approval for them to be handling the classes outside, because that's a different risk than where it was intended to be, not in a parking lot, and then, help them get coverage for a box truck and make sure that their equipment is properly covered while it's being transported. So there's been a number of items, we're all just trying to do what we can to adapt to survive the best we can.
Absolutely. So Peter, let's conclude our interview. How can we get in touch with you? Your company sounds amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'd say that, I think we're pretty good. We're pretty great. Yeah. I'd say the best way to get me is via email. My email address is pmcloud. So P is in my first name, Peter, and my last name, which is like MC and the word loud. So if I was a rapper, I'd be MC Loud. And it's at Haven, Haven, insurancegroup.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.